Happy New Year! I hope you've had a lovely few weeks over Christmas and New Year's period. I'm Elizabeth of Earl Crochet, and this one will probably be a bit of a short one. I've just been focusing on a few major projects the last few weeks. I'll get right into it. For my finished objects, the first one I finished was my blur shawl, which I showed you guys last time. I don't actually have it here with me because it was a Christmas gift for a friend, so I'll share some photos. So that one I used some Ren and Ollie yarn in sock yarn. If you don't know Ren and Ollie, it's Australian hand dyeing yarn business. This is one of the little bands, and so I got 4 different skeins of Ren and Ollie yarn, and I had some of a mini skein left over which I'd used for my own blur shawl. So both of them actually start with the same colour, which was really cool. And then my friend and I kind of have matching blur shawls. So I used that mini skein, and then I used this tide pool colour, which I also have used a DK version of, or a 8-ply for another project a few months ago. And then I used Hold the Mustard, which I have a tiny bit left of here. And then another one called Orient Express, and then Bronze Age. So I think I have, so this one's Orient Express. You can see I haven't wound that up there very well. That's a bit of a mess, but anyway, I'm not sure if I have any left of Bronze Age. I think there's only a tiny bit left at the end, so I might have just thrown that out. I'm not sure because it's not here. Anyway, so that went really well. I love the blur shawl. So the pattern is by Deanne of 80-Day Designs. I've met her a couple of times, if you don't know. And so the yarn I bought from Skein Sisters, which is a yarn store in Sydney, and they're really lovely. I think they just celebrated an anniversary in the last month or so. I'm not sure how many years they've been open, but so it's a few friends got together and opened a yarn store, which is lovely. And then with the leftovers of that yarn, which is why I only have a tiny bit of the Hold the Mustard left, I've been doing a project in this bag, which I'll show you in a second. So this is from Tote to Go-Go. I really like it because it's got a little wrist strap, but then instead of having a zipper or something that yarn can get caught in, it just has 2 little breast studs. And then you can also kind of turn it into a little bucket. So yarn just sits in the bucket while you knit or crochet out of it. It's got little sheep with leg warmers on it. Anyway, just last night I finished this project. And so this is the sock head hat. I always call it the sock head slouch hat. It is slouchy, but it's called the sock head hat. And so this colour is Hold the Mustard, and this one up the top is Tide Pool, because I knew I wouldn't have enough of either of them to do an entire hat. And so I kind of did a little fade in there. Pretty much I just started introducing the second colour, and then for a while I was doing 2 rows of one, 2 rows of the other, and then I did 2 rows of Tide Pool, 1 row of Hold the Mustard, pretty much until I ran out of Hold the Mustard, and that last bit just wasn't enough for another row. That's the top of it, which I'm really happy with. It's really turned out well. So I'll pop it on and show you guys. And I love how the beanie in the fingering weight yarn, it's not like crazy heavy on my head. It's nice and soft and light on my head. And we've just had a bit of a cool change here the last couple of days. We were, since Christmas, basically up over 30 degrees Celsius. And then, on Sunday, just got a bit cooler. And also, Matt and I are heading on a holiday to Tasmania on Sunday. So, this will be perfect, because even though it's still summer in Tasmania, it can get pretty cold, apparently. So we've got to be ready for all types of weather. But there's the hat. It's pretty slouchy, and I love it. As soon as I finished, I asked Matt, I'm like, do you want one too? And I can buy more yarn to knit you a hat. I think the recommended is about 100 grams of yarn. although I'm sure I used less than that, but I can't remember. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So this pattern is by Kelly McClure, or Boho Knits. She is on Instagram. Yeah. I think she has a matching cowl that's quite similar. So yeah, pretty much, it's pretty easy. You just do the ribbing for a bunch, and then really long section of colour, just straight stockinette. I have crazy hat hair now. And then some decreases at the top, which are pretty easy to follow, I found anyway. Yeah. And I really like working with fingering weight yarn, especially like nice hand-dyed fingering weight yarn. Just enjoying the project. Yeah. And something that size is not too daunting to knit a project with fingering weight yarn. It's not too big, and with the stockinette stitch it just keeps going. And yeah, I said I hadn't been up to too many things. This is probably my last finished project, and you've seen it before. So I didn't complete all of this recently, but you might remember this is my Netherton pullover, and so the Netherton pullover is a pattern from Pom Pom Mag. I don't know which issue, but you can find it on Ravelry. Just search for Netherton pullover. And there's also a Netherton cardigan, which is super cute. It's just got a couple of buttons down there. But yeah, so when I first made this, you might remember if you've been around for a few months, I put it on and the neckline was so big it was falling off my shoulders. Like if I put my arms down straight, pretty much the whole thing could just fall off me. And I just found that incredibly uncomfortable, really frustrating. Always trying to shrug it back onto my shoulders. So what I did, even though it was top down, I was able to like thread the needle through and pick up all the stitches at the bottom of the ribbing and then cut the ribbing off, which was terrifying, and re-knit the ribbing. And I didn't even mess up the short rows. Like, not that they were perfect to start with, but like, you know, they still work. I was really nervous about messing up the short rows. Yeah, so what I did was, I think initially, because I went down a needle size for this section that was recommended, because it turns out they said a DK weight yarn in the pattern, but in reality the yarn they recommend is a much lighter or a much thinner yarn than this yarn, which is also DK weight. And so that made a bit of a difference in the sizing and the pattern and the gauge. So I did go down a needle size. It recommended one size for the main part and then a smaller size for the ribbing. So I did go down a needle size for each of those, but then when I was getting to the bottom, like for the sleeves, I finished on an even smaller needle size, I think 2.75. When I re-knit the neckline, I think I ended up doing it on 2.5mm, just to make sure it was really gonna stay on my shoulders. And I'm really happy with it. So that's exciting. And it's good that I've done enough knitting now that I can understand how to do that, which is nice. 2018 was really the year where I really learned how to knit and learn how to kind of fix my mistakes. And yeah, so if you're new to knitting, just keep going, give yourself different challenges, come across stuff in patterns that you haven't done before, and I just look it up on YouTube. How do I knit two together, or how do I do whatever? That's how I learned to knit. So I reckon pick an easy pattern if you want to start learning to knit. And yeah, when you come across something you don't know, just look it up, or ask a friend if you got someone around. Anyways, that's all of my finished objects. Only one work in progress that I've actually been working on. But I do have a bit of a due date for this one. It's for a friend who is having a baby in February. I actually have two friends having babies in February, but one of them it's her second. So I might make her something small, because she had like 6 crocheted blankets for her first baby. I don't know what you do with 6 crocheted blankets, but anyway. This one is a diagonal knitted blanket. I originally started crocheted version. It's still here, I haven't undone it, but there were too many ends, and I'm really enjoying knitting, if you couldn't tell. I will do more crochet, I swear. Matt has said he's going to help me work out some of my crochet patterns, so they're all for amigurumi. You probably wouldn't know if you haven't been around for long that I'm really into making amigurumi, like the little soft toys. I'll just pop you off the tripod and show you this shelf that's next to me. So there's some of my amigurumi. There's a little dinosaur. This is Charlie the Bear, which was one of the first amigurumi I actually designed myself. So I have the scribbled notes for him somewhere. Yeah. So that's the main thing that got me into crochet, the thing that kept me crocheting for quite a while. So yeah, definitely want to get back into that, and Matt wants to help me write up some patterns, basically turning my scribbled notes into actual patterns that other people can use and read. So yeah, I'd love to know if you guys are interested in that. Yeah, I'll probably do it eventually anyway. But yeah, let me know if you're keen for some of my little patterns. Anyway, back to this. So this is just a knitted diagonal blanket. There's plenty of different versions of it on Ravelry or online in different places. The particular one I was looking at is Diagonal Baby Blanket by Lion Brand Yarns, but you can find the same thing basically in washcloths and blankets and all sorts of things. So this starts up here. I can't remember the very first couple of rows, but eventually you get to knit 3, yarn over, knit to end. And so I was doing that all the way along until I got to where I wanted to do this corner. And now to do this decrease side, it's knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, knit to end, which I'm alternating with the first row to make it a rectangle. So this side is 30 inches, and then this side will be 36 inches, ideally before I turn the corner. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying this. For a while I was like, I'm never going to get to 30 inches, it's so far away. Which is sometimes how it feels. But got there. And I lost my measuring tape for a while actually. So I think that's probably like 4 inches. I'm curious now. My measuring tape's in the other room. Anyway, so this yarn is Bendigo Woolen Mills, which I've got one ball here, which is mostly used up. I've gauded 2 200 gram balls of this colour, one 100 gram ball of this colour, and there's a darker blue as well, which I have one 100 gram ball of. And so I'll do the other corner like the white, but in the darker blue. So the idea is kind of it's a fade, but really it's not a fade, it's just some stripes. I like it. Yes. So that's all of my projects I've been working on. So now on to stash and hems, and I think I said this was going to be a short video, because it is. I'm going to put my hat back on, because it's fun. So you guys, I showed you my advent calendar that I started opening. Well, now it's all finished, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with my advent calendar, my mini skeins. So this is from Hannah at Circus Tonic Handmade, and I love it. I wanted to put them all into one big project, maybe like a big kind of a wide, like a wrap or a scarf or shawl or something. But now I'm not so sure. I feel like some of these mini skeins I love so much. I want to, like, you know, maybe put them somewhere in a project somewhere more special, just to emphasize how cool they are. I'll show you some of my favorites. This one with the little bits of pink and green. And then this one, of course, was purple, little bits of green. I clearly have a colour scheme. This, although 2018 was surprisingly more mustard than purple, but you know, I think the colour scheme is mustard and purple. This one's got a little bit of coral in it, that coral colour, which is nice. And apparently that's the Pantone 2019 colour of the year, so maybe I should get into that. There's a bit more of it. This is a sparkle base. The set I got were all different bases. So there's some like single plies, some sparkle bases, and then I think the rest are a combination between like merino and a merino nylon blend, but I'm not sure. So I won't be using any of them in socks because I wouldn't want to use any that don't have nylon in a sock. But yeah, I could use any of them in shawls or whatever. So that's fun. I love this colour too, actually. Just teal. So I don't know, maybe I could make, I don't know. It's so daunting now. Anyway, if you're wondering what this is, I got this for Christmas. It's a craft lamp, which is amazing. And it has all these different, it's on, not that you can really tell, but it has like all these different color settings. So yeah, I can turn up the brightness and the warmness, and most I just have it, so you can change 20%, 50% or 100% brightness. Most I just have it on 20 because it's very bright. But anyway, final thing, I do have a knit crate. I think it might be my last knit crate. I haven't had an email saying they're sending me another one, and that's fine. They've been so generous sending me a knit crate these past, I don't know, 8 or 9 months, something like that. They've actually changed their shipping provider recently. So for me, that means instead of when I miss my package, instead of being able to walk, you know, a K up the road, it's like a 20-minute drive, or I'm probably exaggerating, maybe a 15-minute drive to pick up the package. So we did that today. And that's why this is the December knit crate, and it's now the 7th of January. So it's even got like Christmas wrapping. So Christmas continues here. I'm going to use scissors to open this. I came prepared this time, and I've got my scissors. Trying not to look at it as I open it. Okay. So, there's a few pieces of paper in here. Oh, don't look at it. Well, that's the tag on the yarn. Okay. This is the December one. Wow, look at that. Knit crate inspirations. So I think the theme is inspirations. This is for the membership and the sock membership crates, which the membership crate has a crochet pattern and a knit pattern if you want to get that one, and the sock membership has a sock pattern, obviously. And these are both yarn, these boxes both have yarns that are dyed by Knit Crate's in-house dyers. So this looks fun. It's very festive, I think. Yeah, it says handmade holiday. The cheery twinkling of lights, the smell of evergreen and snow. We don't get that here. The sounds of far-off laughter and jingling bells. These are the elements that make the holidays magical, combined with our cozy retreat to warm, glowing spaces filled with family and friends. We've worked to capture the feel of these moments with every knit crate this month, and hope that you have a holiday season that warms you from the inside out. That sounds lovely. I kind of wish we could have slightly more like cozy, warm inside Christmases where it's cold outside, but also, you know, I do like my Australian Christmas. So, this is one of the colours, evergreen, and that must be one of the patterns. Yeah, it's a cow. There's some information about some designers. Well, there's a bonnet. Oh, wow, they've got a lot of patterns. There's like a few different patterns there. So, a wrap, a shawl, and another hat. And then these are the socks. That would be interesting yarn, I think. Because I wonder if, oh yeah, there it is. There's a picture of the yarn. So I wonder if they get you to like knit the base and then like restart with the heel in this when you know, find the part of the yarn that changes colour for the heel. That'd be interesting. Oh, they're knitted top down with an afterthought heel. So you knit the whole sock and then you knit the heel later. So that would make that a bit easier. Anyway, so yeah, there's a pattern for the socks in there. Oh look, oh I love it. They have a page with people's enamel pins in it. This one's Stephanie All About Amy, and she's one of the main people who helped me learn how to crochet amigurumi and crochet in general. Yeah, I love enamel pins. Oh man, there's so many cool ones. Pretty much, if I'm ever in a shop and they're selling enamel pins, I have to have a look through all of them to see if there's any that I like. Just quickly show you on my bag. It's a couple of my favorites. This is from the Clever Clove. She's on Instagram and Etsy. So this one says, Lifetime Yarn Lovers Club member. And this one's a teapot. I also got two little squirrel enamel pins that go on my collar from her. Anyway, let's get back to the knit crate. I'm sure you guys are dying to see what yarn I have. Probably not. You're probably not that interested. But anyway, I've talked before about knit crate. If you don't know, you can subscribe to knit crate. Put the details down below. You can get 20% off your first box and I'll get a small kickback, but don't worry. No pressure. Whoa, look at this. That is cool. It's purple yarn. It says Vitellana Heathered Chunky. Colorway is Black Cherry. 100% wool. Chunky weight, 60 yards, 55 meters, 100 grams. Suggested needle size is 9 to 10 millimeters. And yeah, that's cool. It's kind of a warm purple color. That one's slightly different, but that's fine. I might mix some in those. Anyway, yeah, so thanks to Knit Crate for generously sending me yarn all these months. It's been lovely having little surprises in the mail. And speaking of which, I've just looked in the package again. And look what I found! A little enamel pin with some yarn and knitting needles. Excellent. I actually have some earrings, some little wooden earrings that I got for Christmas from a friend that are very similar to this. So that's really exciting. Anyway, I'll add this to one of my bags. Maybe I'll pop it on this one. Anyway, I hope you guys all doing well. Yeah, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to more regularly, but no pressure. Also on Facebook as Earl Crochet. Yeah, bye.